Today we are back to talk about our first prediction video of the year. Going to get things kicked off with week one. Things are going to change slightly throughout the year. Going to have a little bit more prep done, but just wanted to get these predictions out there. So we're just going to go straight down the list, starting with the Rams and Panthers. We do believe that the Panthers are going to be able to take this one rather easily. Definitely be able to clear by 7 points. I'm very excited to see what McVay can do in a new year with that offense and what he can potentially do to make the team a little bit better after they struggled later on in the year as defenses started to figure them out. For the Redskins at the Eagles, my heart says Redskins, but my head kind of says Eagles. There's just too many things to overcome in this regard. I really want to say Redskins, but I do believe the Eagles are probably going to win today. For the Bills and the Jets, I do believe this is one of the better matchups for today, probably not one of the more interesting games. But just seeing how these two teams are going to be able to kind of work with their new additions and what the Jets can do with that new offense. So very excited to see what they can do there. With the Bills' more recent success making the playoffs 2 years ago, I know they had a down year last year, but I do believe the Bills will be able to have that opportunity. For the Falcons versus the Vikings, I do believe this is one of the games I'm most interested in. I do want to see what Kirk Cousins can do with another year in that offense and a coordinator that hopefully will be able to help him out a little bit more. But with the Falcons being fully healthy, I believe they are the better team at this point in time and will be able to win this game. Julio Jones with that big new contract will be able to come and show out. Ravens versus Dolphins. Not a lot needs to be said here. Lamar Jackson's hopefully will be able to stay healthy through most of the year, and I am going to be picking opposite of the Dolphins for almost every game, so go Ravens. Chiefs versus Jaguars. I do believe the Chiefs and that explosive offense can do very well. It is very strange what the Chiefs did with Tyreek Hill, signing him to an extension with so much drama going on. I would feel that working this out halfway through the season, maybe they're one of those teams that don't want to negotiate then. I know his value is down right now, but it's just an awkward time to have kind of signed him up for the long term. I guess they saw nothing wrong with it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on the field at all. But very excited to see what Andy Reid can do with that offense. And I do not believe the Jaguars will be able to score enough points, even though they will keep the Chiefs below their average for the year. Titans versus Browns. Very excited about the Browns additions and seeing how well that all can mix and what Baker Mayfield can do with that offense. Definitely going for the Browns here. Chargers versus Colts. If Andrew Luck was going to still be in NFL, this game would be a little bit more interesting to see. Probably wouldn't be playing at this point anyway, but I do believe the Chargers do have the talent, even without Derwin James, to win this game. Next up, we're looking Bengals at Seahawks. Bengals, another one of those teams, probably going to pick the opposites of them unless they are playing the Dolphins for most of the year. Unless something does change dramatically, I do think the Bengals will have a slightly better opportunity to win some games compared to the Dolphins. But it is going to be pretty close going for that number one overall pick. So Seahawks kind of a landslide there. And we're going 49ers versus the Buccaneers. Jameis Winston hopefully will be able to mitigate some of those turnovers and create some more big plays with Arians working some of his magic that he has done with some of those big, strong-armed quarterbacks, Carson Palmer, Ben Roethlisberger, and I believe Andrew Luck for the beginning of his career as well. Have seen some negative repercussions from trying to pass the ball that far down the field, but Bucks have a couple players in the offensive line that should be able to keep Jameis upright, and do believe they will actually be able to pull this one off against the 49ers. Giants at Cowboys. I do believe the Cowboys will be able to win this game. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott will be at 100%, but I don't think he needs to be. Giants, I don't think are going to do well this year, but they could surprise people in a couple of games depending on the matchups and how well they do gel together. Lions at Cardinals, very excited to see this one and see what this is going to produce. I do believe the Lions are going to be able to confuse Kyler Murray a little bit more in this game. I really do hope that they are able to put in 1 or 2 extra blockers for the first week and just build from there and reduce blockers from there, not start 4 wide. Otherwise, Kyler Murray is going to have a very rough start. I do believe the Lions are going to be able to frustrate them enough to get this to happen, though. And we're looking at the Steelers and the Patriots, by far the best game of the week, especially with all the drama going on. Not going to talk anymore about that, but Antonio Brown is on the Patriots for at least 1 year or a couple of days, depending on his tenure. But Steelers at Patriots, I do believe the Patriots are going to be able to mitigate all the noise around their new arrival and win this game for sure. We're looking at Texans and Saints for the first game on Monday night. Texans made some very strange offseason moves. Clowney, I think, could have helped them win now, but then they traded him away and traded for Tunzel, who will also help them win now. So they traded for the future and for the current time right now. Evidently, they didn't like Jadeveon Clowney because otherwise feels as if something else could have been done. Maybe they just were playing chicken and Clowney didn't balk the way that they thought he would. So they just need to get him out of the building. Either way, Saints are a much better team. I do think they're going to be able to win. This one might be a little bit closer depending on what they can do with that offense. But with Sean Payton having an entire offseason, probably not going to show everything, but definitely show enough to win that game. Broncos at Raiders. Raiders don't have an offense. Excuse me, I was going to say Broncos. But Broncos, I am excited to see what they can do this year. Flacco might have a little bit of a bounce back, probably not getting back to what he did in that Super Bowl run, but he can give enough, similarly to a Nick Foles, to be able to come out and get that done, play well in a couple of pressure situations, and just play well from the pocket. But very excited to be able to bring this prediction video to you. Going to be changing up the format and trying to make it a little bit better as the year goes on, but this is what we have to start off with. Let me know what I did pick wrong and how you would have picked slightly differently down below if you would like. I wish you all the best and take care.